AP Biology, Chapter 1, Sections 1, 2, and 3. Biology is a scientific study of life, and life on Earth takes on a staggering variety of forms, often functioning and behaving in ways strange to humans. Although a multitude of animals and plants are extremely different than we are, all living things are organized in a similar manner. Starting with atoms, the smallest unit of an element, then with a molecule, the union of two or more atoms, a cell is formed. The structural and functional unit of all things, groups of cells form tissues which compose organs. Multiple organs working together create organ systems, and an individual is made up of several organ systems working together. Going beyond the individual organism, the levels of biological organization also extend to a population, community, ecosystem, and biosphere. Not only do all organisms share the same levels of biological organization, but they also share many of the same needs and functions. Living things cannot maintain their organization or carry on life's activities without an outside source of nutrients and energy. Energy, the capacity to do work, maintains the organisms, while nutrients are used by the cells to carry out chemical reactions. The ultimate source of energy for all of life on Earth is the sun, and some plants and organisms capture this energy using photosynthesis. To survive, living things must also maintain a state of biological balance, homeostasis. Physiological factors such as temperature and moisture level must remain within the tolerance range of an organism. Homeostasis is maintained by intricate feedback and control mechanisms that monitor internal conditions and make routine and necessary adjustments. Living things also respond to their environment. From moving leaves towards the sun or running away from a predator, appropriate responses help ensure survival of the organism and allow it to carry on its daily activities. Every type of living thing can also reproduce. While some simply split into two, others require a pairing of sperm and egg. Reproduction passes down genes from one generation to the next. The DNA of an organism over time undergoes mutations which help create a staggering diversity of life. Similar to how mutations can be passed down to the next generation, evolution is common descent with modification. Adaptations are modifications that make organisms better able to function in a particular environment. Darwin came to this conclusion that natural selection was a process that made modification possible. Natural selection is a process in which new traits are more apt to be passed on to the next generation. Darwin's theory about natural selection shows that advantageous traits can produce more offspring than those that lack them. Despite having the same basic characteristics, organisms are diverse in form, function, and lifestyle. Because life is so diverse, organisms are grouped into categories. Taxonomy is a discipline of identifying and grouping organisms according to certain rules. Alongside systematics, which is the study of evolutionary relationships between organisms are put into classification categories, which from least inclusive to most inclusive are species, genus, family, order, class, phylum, kingdom, and domain. With the most inclusive category being domain, biochemical evidence suggests that there are only three domains: domain bacteria, domain archaea, and domain eukarya. Evolutionary studies show that both domain bacteria and domain archaea may have evolved from the first same common ancestor, since both these domains contain prokaryotes, which lack membrane nuclei. On the other hand, domain eukarya contains eukaryotes and four major groups of organisms, containing protists, kingdom fungi, kingdom plantae, and kingdom animalia. Domain eukarya is the only domain that contains kingdoms. In addition to putting organisms into groups, scientists also classify organisms using binomial nomenclature. Using binomial nomenclature, a two-part name is assigned to each living organism, the first word being the genus and the second word being the species designation. So for this brown bear, its genus is Ursus and the species is Arctos, so its scientific name is Ursus arctos. Moving on to section 3, like I said earlier, the levels of biological organization go beyond the individual and extend to the population, community, ecosystem, and biosphere. The two most inclusive levels of organization, ecosystem and biosphere, are important in maintaining biodiversity. Biodiversity is the total number and relative abundance of species, the variability of their genes, and the difference in ecosystems in which they live in. With the rise of human population and communities, Earth's most biologically diverse ecosystems, tropical rainforests, and coral reefs are slowly disappearing due to deforestation and dying coral reefs. This significantly impacts the biodiversity of our ecosystems and contributes to the extinction and endangerment of many species. This has been a review of AP Biology Chapter 1, Section 1, 2, and 3. Thank you.